Okay, here we are. It's election night. Oscar is in the field right now. He's going to be bringing us reports from all over the city of Chicago. So get ready for him calling in. Oscar, don't forget to call us in tonight. Tonight is election night. And did you vote? Did you? People did. We did. Oscar's at 15 of these. He went to 15 precincts and voted. Okay, Oscar Flores. He lives over by Q. If you're looking for him for vote fraud, he went and voted everywhere. I was Hector Delgado tonight. Let's see. I used about 8 different names. We did vote, but you know what? It didn't work because they figured us out. We weren't Democrats when we came in. We weren't trying to put our hands in anybody's pockets, and we weren't trying to steal votes and double vote and everything else. So if you voted tonight, thank you very much. I don't care who you voted for, to be honest with you. As long as you got your ass out there and voted, that's what it's all about. If you don't vote, don't bitch. That's our big thing over here. So tonight we're going to talk about all kinds of different stuff, including the membership party that we got coming up this Saturday. Yep, it's Saturday. I got the address. Come on, you guys think I'm not prepared? Oscar prepares me for everything. So Saturday is our membership party. There it is. Look at that. First time. November 10th, 2018, Chicago A.B.A.T.E membership party. That's going to be a Saturday at Elite Billiards and Cafe and Billiards, 1945 North Mannheim Road, just north of North Avenue. Come on out. It's a free party. If you're a A.B.A.T.E member, it's a free party. If you're an A.B.A.T.E member, it's a free party. If you come out from another chapter, it's a free party. Free party. Free. Remember that word, free. The F word. We use the F word a lot around here, right? So tonight, as you know, it's election night, and I'm trying to pull up and see if there's any preliminary election results, because sometimes some of the channels, let's see. Some of the channels will start showing stuff early, you know, for precincts that do report. Let's go to Illinois election results. Nothing so far. They're showing all the districts. They're not. I got the red and blue map up. So let's see. Seriously, it's 7:03, and we're getting these crazy shit. We're getting this crazy text saying they called the election for Pritzker already. So that I don't believe. We'll wait and see at the end what it is. So New York Times don't have nothing. Illinois doesn't have nothing. Chicago Sun-Times, they're saying that some of the precincts are they only closed 4 minutes ago. So you can't call an election 4 minutes after the polls close. What happens is, if none of you has ever worked an election before, polls close. That's number one. Now the judges, they go and they take all their absentee ballots. They got to run them through. Everything's got to be counted. They don't hit the send portion on the machine, and I wish Mrs. Jones would call in, because she can tell you exactly how it works, but there's no results flying through right now at 4 minutes after the polls close. Polls did close at 7, correct, Oscar? 7 o'clock. You're going to call an election 4 minutes after the polls close? I call bull. Okay? Let's get Harper to give us a call and see if he's picked up anything yet. This guy, Sean, I think you're nuts. I think there's something wrong with you. We're going to get it going here. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. We have Leon saying, Fox News just called Pritzker for governor. Again, 4 minutes after the polls close. When they transmit these, they do not go that fast, trust me. And the absentee ballots are counted at the end. So I want to get one of the judges of election to give us a call, if I can. They know a little bit more. And that's not, there's no way. So anyways, I voted for Bruce Rauner. Bruce Rauner is a member of the Chicago chapter, and great guy. A.B.A.T.E of Illinois, the PAC, the Political Action Committee, did pull his endorsement, but that's on them. I'm a trustee on that PAC. I was one of the only no votes, if not the only no vote. I don't believe we should have pulled it. I think that was bull. I think that was somebody butthurt about it. That's my opinion. That's not the opinion of the chapter. It's my opinion. The thing is, Bruce is a member of the Chicago chapter. He supports the Chicago chapter. He supports motorcycling, rides his motorcycle. And the best part about it is, the guy that asked that we pull his endorsement, made the suggestion, didn't even realize that at every event the governor goes to, when he's wearing an A.B.A.T.E hoodie, it says Lincoln Land A.B.A.T.E. That's the chapter this guy belongs to. How do you like that one? Yeah, I look for stuff like that. So, if anybody's got any real election results, or it's not saying Fox News called it, or CBS called it, or whoever it is, give us a call in, let us know what's going on, because we don't have live TV here. I can try to do something here and see if we can get this going. Okay, we got this. I'm keeping the sound off, so we'll see what happens. Usually they'll show a map that'll start saying
it's not in stock, but we can order it.
No, we can't do that because it'll keep the sound on, so let's don't do that. We can get a judge of election to call us. Dan Harper, wake up, give us a call. Ski, if you're watching, give us a call. We do have a call? Okay. Go ahead, put it through, Oscar. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Jones.
Okay, I have a question for you, because you were a judge of election for 25 years or so?
35.
35. Wow, are you old? I'm glad I'm still with you. So, here's what I was trying to explain to everybody. They're saying that Fox News called the election for Pritzker already. It was 4 minutes after 7. The polls closed at 7, as we all know. Go through step by step what happens once the polls close, ballots being counted, absentee ballots. Go through the whole thing for me real quick. Not quick,
Well,
take your time.
the polls close at 7 p.m. Anyone who is standing in line inside the polling place is still allowed to vote. So there still may be some polling places that have voters waiting to vote.
Okay.
Once the polls are closed and the last voter has actually cast his ballot, that is when they start doing the tallying. And you're correct, they do go ahead and start counting the absentee ballots that they received early in the morning in a sealed envelope from the Board of Election. Usually it takes anywhere, depending on the judges and the size of the precinct, it can take anywhere from half hour to 2 hours to close up a precinct polling place.
And then hit the transmit button, correct?
Correct. Usually they have some judges breaking down the polling place, going ahead and getting the envelopes ready to take to the drop-off center, and 2 judges, 1 from each party, is going through the results, which once they have the results, and if there's nothing that needed to be voided, that then gets, like you said, you hit the send button.
So then, in your opinion, at 4 minutes after 7, can they call an election? Seriously?
And not if the polling place is all closed at the legal time of 7 p.m. The polling places are open from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. And as I stated, if there was still people in line waiting to vote, they are allowed to vote even after 7 o'clock.
So now, waiting in line, if they're outside, say there's a line of 30 people standing outside, they're not going to turn these 30 people away, are they?
In that line and they were waiting to vote, they are allowed to vote.
Okay.
Usually at 5 minutes to 7, one of the judges will announce the polling place will be closing in 5 minutes. If there is a large line waiting to vote, they would go ahead and have someone go out there and cut off that line at the last person. They would not allow any more people into that line once that 7 o'clock time is announced.
And that's fair.
Because someone will announce it is 7 o'clock, the polls are now closed, and that's to any new people coming in to vote.
Okay. So Because somebody else was saying, oh, if you're standing in line and it's 7 o'clock, it's over.
No, not in my 35 years of experience. I've never done that because I could be brought up on charges by this person from the Board of Election for doing that to them.
Ooh, that's scary stuff.
And I've never been brought up on anything from the Board of Election.
Was your husband ever chased by the state's attorneys?
But that's because you got scared while you were taking down signs.
Yeah, well, they chased me. Hey, I was a lot thinner and I could run faster back then.
Now, with somebody saying that Fox News is announcing that Pritzker has won, they may be going by the numbers, you know, from the polls from before. I'm not talking about the election polls. I'm talking about the number polls. I mean, you know, come on. We all talk about history. Remember when it said Dewey wins the election? Remember they had to change that newspaper.
Yeah, Dewey.
So, I mean, you're not going to get an actual tally from all these different areas from the whole state. I'd say nothing accurate, at least for 45 minutes to an hour.
That's what I thought. Because everybody's freaking out right now, you know, trying to send results, and Fox News can't call anything really. I mean,
well, anybody can speculate, but, you know, it doesn't mean you're going to be right when you speculate something like that.
I mean, if they're calling it as an exit poll from certain precincts, that's a different story. We've seen them do exit polls, have we not, over our long tenure of doing elections?
Well, usually each precinct will go ahead and have someone there with the list, the voters list.
At Tile Outlet,
And,
there are
you know,
hundreds of styles
you
and
don't
colors
have
of
you don't
floor
have
and wall
to
tile on
declare at a
display.
general election.
Tile Outlet has
Right.
a large selection of
But,
marble, and of course,
you know,
you'll be
precinct
buying at the
captains
low
know
Tile Outlet price.
basically
Tile
who's
Outlet,
who, and
2444
you know,
West Fullerton in Chicago.
if they're out there doing their jobs properly, they made sure since this morning that people have come in to vote. They've gone and knocked on doors. They've made their phone calls. You know, and you've got precinct captains that are both parties or all three parties, whatever the fact may be. So, I mean, it's anybody's call right now.
Okay, well, thank you for calling.
Actually, I'm watching Channel 9 News, and, you know, they're coming up with 46% of precincts tallies coming in right now.
That's possible, very possible. That now, are they saying Chicago precincts or overall? Are they going by district?
Well, right now they're showing Kane County and, you know, but they had record number of absentee voters this year.
Really?
So those are getting counted. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Right now, like I said, they're showing Kane County, and, you know, nothing definite yet.
Okay, well, thank you for
As
calling
for
in.
the governor's race.
I appreciate your time, and I'll see you in a while.
All right, dinner's waiting for you. Come on home, honey.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so
welcome.
it's like I said, we have somebody who has been a judge of election, my wife, and we were heavily involved in politics. I was a precinct captain, and the time I had to run from the state's attorneys, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened, and this is no lie. I had a station wagon that I was using, and these two guys came to vote. I had canvassed the neighborhood already and asked them to come out and vote. They came out. One guy's holding a six-pack, another guy's got a bottle of whiskey, and I said, guys, do me a favor. Let me put that in the back of my car. You can't go in a polling place with it. And one guy was on crutches. So I took it, I set it in there. They went in, they voted, they came out, and I handed it to them, and, oh, man. The guys from Brother Rice were there because Daley sent them out to go against, I think it was Ted Leckwitz or somebody, or Carol Bielczyk at the time, the alderman. And as I handed it to him, I go, thanks for coming out and voting, guys. Tell all your friends, and I'll have a bottle and a six-pack for all of them. Well, these guys looked, and they went and called the state's attorneys on me. So the state's attorneys pulled up, and they called me. They're like, hey, you, come over here. We want to talk to him. Like, for what? Says, we just want to talk to you. We're U.S. State's Attorney, whatever the hell we were, you know. So I didn't want to be arrested, so I ran. I ran so fast it was ridiculous. I ran from Wellington and Cicero all the way to Addison, nonstop, cut the corner, got on my phone, and I called Ted Lekowitz, who was a senator, and I believe he was a commissioner at the time. I called him, I said, Ted, state's attorneys are chasing me. What should I do? He met me on, I think it was Keating, right around Keating and Addison. He pulls up, he's like, get in the car. Thought I was safe, he brought me right back to Wick's Auto. So what are you doing? He goes, we're going to straighten this out. I'm like, oh man, they're going to take me to jail. We got out, they explained everything. I told them I was fooling with the guys, you know, and they took it serious. State's attorneys, the guys that come out, they take that stuff serious. I didn't realize it. I just goofing on them, you know. But I did get the best of them all that night, because just before the polls closed, we had 1 million signs up, and I had just taken down all my signs for our candidates, had them in the back of the station wagon, and I was inside, and we're all talking. I go, guys, you better get your signs down right now, because at the end of the night, everybody's going to just leave. You're going to have all those signs up. So the precinct captain from the Republican side and the guys from Brother Rice, they all left the polling place to go pick up their signs. Well, there was a police officer inside the polling place, Chicago police officer. The judges announced that the polls were closed and they locked the doors. So what happened was all those guys were locked out. I was inside. They had a young kid in there, and they're banging on the window telling this kid to challenge every absentee ballot, do all this kind of stuff, and the judges weren't having none of it. They let him challenge a bunch of them, but then they finally cut him off and said, look, you can't challenge every ballot. They had a lot of absentees. So, yeah, I did get even with them all. So we got that done. That was one of the best times I ever had working as a precinct captain. A lot more, can't talk about them still. Don't want to have them come and get me, take me away while I'm on the air. They'll be coming through this door trying to grab me. But, yes, the family and I were heavily involved. My father did it. My wife did it. Her sister did it. We worked precincts. We did everything we could to help the Democratic Party. When I moved to Elmwood Park, still working for them, and then eventually just switched over because that's how it goes. So, if you voted today, I want to thank you very much. If you woke your kids up and yelled at them until they went out and voted today, like I did, I want to thank you very much. I did, however, drop the ball. My granddaughter, she turned 18 this year, and I did not take her to register to vote. And when I thought about it today, I gave her a call and I asked her, did you go register? And she did not. So, my fault. I apologize. I dropped the ball on that one. But come next election, she will be out there. She will be voting. She'll be 19. She'll have missed one election, and hopefully that's the only one she ever misses, because my house, you vote. Plain and simple. It's not those, you have to vote to live here. No, I don't care. But I make it miserable for you. Anyways, I told you about our membership party coming up. That's November 10th. I'd like to see everybody come out. Even if you're not a member, come out. We'll tell you how to be a member that day. We're going to have some cool raffle stuff. Oscar gave me this today. Check this out. Medal. From Emily, correct. Check it out. Now wait, I got how to unzoom and zoom. There it is, reserved, A.B.A.T.E, Illinois, Chicago chapter parking only. Metal sign. Metal sign. You come out, get one of these cool metal signs. Oscar's going to have them there too. Going to have a few. Too much glare. Thank you, Emily. Appreciate it very much. Also, our next meeting is going to be, look at that, I'm getting to be good at this technical stuff here. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Next membership meeting, November 21st, 7:30 p.m. at the brewery, 3848 North Harlem. Oh, look at this. 3848 North Harlem Avenue. Come on out. Do I have to be a member to come out to the meeting? No, but who knows? After the 10th, at the billiard hall, maybe you will be a member. Oh, by the way, the guy at the billiard hall is giving us 6 free pool tables for the day. The party's from noon to 5, noon to 6, something like that. I don't know. I dropped the ball on that one too. 12 to 5. Come on out, shoot pool for 5 hours. Have a good time, meet up with everybody, see some old friends, see some new friends. Let's see. House of Representatives, mostly red so far from what they're showing. So I don't know. I don't have time to sit here and read it right now. Dan Harper, if you're going to call in, you better call in because a few minutes, we're going to be wrapping this thing up. There was something else that I wanted to talk about, and that was this electric trike. My wife gave me this article a couple weeks ago, and I keep forgetting to bring it up. But, oh wait, they're showing, that's the U.S. representatives. So that's pretty cool. Kwame Raoul, right now they're showing, has the lead over Erica Harold. So we'll get back to that in a bit. Okay, this electric trike could be the future of mobility, and they're showing, okay, if you've been around A.B.A.T.E for a long time, then you know who the Ernies are. The Ernies, I believe, they're from some of our southern chapters like South Suburban and that, and they've had these things back in the 90s and early 2000s, okay? They would show up, a whole flock of them would show up, and they'd set up camp at the state rally, state party, whatever you want to call it, and they were just kind of goofy guys, but man, these things, they had pop-up umbrellas and everything else. So, what they're saying here, this is by Robert Duffer from the Tribune. Imagine a ride with open-air freedom of a motorcycle, but the overhead frame of a car. Now put it on 3 wheels. Ride it in silence, plug it in when the day is done. So this is going to be an electric trike, okay? Now, I just had an argument with my son. He was telling me about these electric cars, the Teslas. He was telling me how fast they are. He actually showed me in a video how fast those electric cars are. They move. They really do. So, how are they going to classify this? This is one thing that I'd like to get Ski to weigh in on one day. Are they going to classify this as a motorcycle or as another type of vehicle? Because trikes, they do classify as motorcycles. Harley Davidson sells a trike. It's a motorcycle. It takes a motorcycle plate, obviously. I don't know that I would want this classified as a motorcycle. In my opinion, if these things start breaking down, getting hit, or something starts happening to them, they put that in with motorcycles, and when the statistics come out on motorcycle fatalities, motorcycle accidents, these will be lumped in there also. Just like those Can-Am spiders, is that what it's called? Oscar just shook his head. He's like, you got it. So like the Can-Am Spider, they're plating them as motorcycle plates, but in my opinion, they're not a motorcycle. Those 3-wheelers with the 2 in the front, they're not. This one, if I showed it correctly, it has the 2 wheels in the front and 1 wheel in the back, so we'll have to keep watching that and see where they're going with this one. It doesn't say the company here. It's called the FUV. An acronym that sounds more confrontational than anything. And they're going to it says seats 2, 70 to 130 mile range, hits 70 miles per hour in 7.5 seconds, and has a top speed of 80 miles per hour. It'll run between 12,000 and 19,500. So for 19,500, I bet you're getting the canopy and the microwave and every other damn thing that they can stick in there. So we have to keep an eye on this. Maybe I can get Kevin to scan this in and put it on the website. And they already have 3,000 people signed up to buy these things. So we'll have to keep an eye on that and see what goes on. The FUV is a blast, they say. So I can't see myself driving one, but the bikes that the Ernies have, they are classified as motorcycles, and I'm telling you, One guy had one where a whole tent popped off the side of it, and it was all enclosed. They were pretty cool. And after we had our little confrontation because they were camped in the wrong area and we weren't, we got along good with them. So that was one of the only times I actually yelled at somebody at a party. Imagine that. Anyways, we're going to get ready to start wrapping this up because I want to get there. I want to get out and start watching, see what the real numbers are that are coming in. So, all of us tonight, thank you for voting. If you did vote, if you didn't vote, don't bitch. Don't vote, don't bitch. Remember that. That's going to be our motto from now on. So, from all of us here at the Chicago chapter of A.B.A.T.E, thanks for tuning in.